Good. Next. So just like on the field, they got a playbook. In operations, we got a playbook too, because we're held just as accountable as the team is at the end of the day. So now sustainability, electricity, it all ties together. This is the biggest line item that my stadium has as far as utilities. Well, we'll get to the numbers. I don't want to tell you what it used to be. I can tell you as we get closer. So I just wanted to focus on the biggest, and then we'll make our way down to the little scuttling. Just looking at what we did and putting this together, building automation, seal the envelope, maintain critical equipment, stadium shutdown profits are four of the biggest contributors of what I think is pretty amazing, what I'm going to show you with electricity. Building automation, and we're all used to it. It's 21st century, and I started this business when beepers were still the end thing for communication. So just to give you a quick idea what I mean by building automation, we invested in, put all the light sensors in. If you've been there, if you've been to the stadium, if you've noticed this is a restaurant. We have two of these in almost every restaurant and two of these in almost every concession. This is Baltimore. We're all from this area, and we've all just experienced this great winter here. My golf clubs haven't gone away. We hooked the heaters up to our Metasys system, and now we can control the heaters. And that's something new in the last 12 months. They used to stay on constant for the entire winter. But again, because this is Baltimore, a 65-degree day is not unheard of. So now we have the ability to turn those off on a 65-degree day. It's all about the building now freezing, so and the pipes now freezing. This has been one of our biggest paybacks already. We've already seen that. All our lights in the building are the microlight. We have a gentleman who can control the lighting from his cell phone if he has to, or from his house. So, go to me. So here's what everybody wants to know is what we've accomplished. So the good thing about us, if you want to do sustainability for real, you got to track and trend everything. That's just a personal opinion. You got to pay attention to what you're doing, because I'm down to what they call the minutia. We've hit everything big, so we're trying to figure out all the little things. So I inherited this building and my staff right around 2004. Had no idea what I was doing. I didn't have a clue. But we just want to show you my first 2 years, 2005, it was almost 16 million kilowatt hours a year. I don't want to bore you with electricity. I'm not an electrician, but we are now down to 11.2. Just the savings in this year, and I'll give you round numbers just on based on what I know electricity costs. That equates to about $400,000 a year. And we're already dropping again this year, and just the annual savings in those 2 years is about $70,000. But that's pretty substantial. That's an eye raiser. Every time we bring it up, they look at us like we're talking crazy. But good. And again, when I say track and trend, I'm on this site almost daily. This is our electrical usage. I just want to know what's going on, so I'll just tell you what I'm looking at real quick. I know all the big ones are events and football games. That's a no-brainer. This year we've already started to show, and this was not anticipated this year, that's why I wanted to put this slide in here this morning. We've already reset our baseline again, which is this bottom one down here. This is 2011. We did not anticipate the baseline dropping that low, as you can see the previous years. So a lot of this is the heaters, the fact that we can turn the heaters off and turn them on. Good. So I like to put it in simple terms of what all that equates to. So what we've saved in electricity is basically, and how we did the magic number, about 408 homes annually. I think that's pretty important to tell the guy driving by the building since he thinks he spends more money on his house than we do. Good. Some of the reasons we got there in the last 6 years, some of the things we did, just so everybody understands it wasn't all me. If you've been a fan there, been there the last couple of years, that was a great picture, 2003. When we built the stadium, we bought a hybrid, wrong word, a prototype video board. So we weren't so sure how it worked, but it worked good for 10 years, but we had to replace it. So we spent 2 years ago, we went around the country. This is our new board. But the interesting thing about the sustainability and the decisions we made when we picked the board was that board had 54 tons of air conditioning in it to keep it operational every day. That's about 28 homes daily that we were using just to keep that building, keep this board working. It was all heating and cooling. With new technology, we made a decision. We could take the air conditioning out. It's now all forced air. So we eliminated 54 tons of AC just on that. The payback is phenomenal in that. That's the 21st century, so that was a good decision. That was a group of us, but we saw the immediate decline in electricity usage almost the day we energized them. Anyway, seal the envelope. Good, that did show up good. I talk about this a lot more than at work I do. I was chastised for years for thinking this was something very small to be concerned about. If you've been in the stadium, if you've driven by the stadium, we got hundreds of doors, hundreds. If I don't get close to 1,000, if I count them all out. So when I took that picture, because I remember when I took it, that was about a half-inch gap, almost 8 feet high. So if you took the aggregate of all my doors, and they all looked like that when we took over the building, we might as well just put some big giant windows and just keep them open all the time. So we put in place just a system where we go around and the doors are very important to us. If anybody sees that, that's not good. And then we have somebody up there literally within 48 hours fixing that. Again, almost immediate payback. We saw the results almost immediate. So that's can't help it all the time, though. Sometimes you just have to go around and just educate them. Sometimes they'll cut a corner. I just took this a couple weeks ago, which made me a little nervous. It was awful cold. But we're very big on the building envelope. And in my day, my parents, I still can hear my mother screaming, "Shut the door! I'm not heating the neighborhood." So I still give her a lot of credit. Go ahead.